Tonight's presentation of colors is presented by the East Central High School Color Guard. Before we hear our national anthem, please direct your attention to the video screens.
Friday Night Lights, San Antonio, Texas. The sport, women's volleyball. But when the home team, the Holmes High School Huskies, lined up for the start of the game, no national anthem. The CD player broke. Not to worry. Turns out the Huskies had a ringer on the team. Senior Marina Garcia.
I didn't feel nervous. I felt like excited.
Talk about spiking the ball.
Singing the national anthem for us tonight is that same young lady that made national headlines, a senior from Holmes High School, Marina Garcia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome to the Junior Achievement San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. For the last 27 years, the Alamo City's most successful men and women have been honored and celebrated for their business achievements and inducted into the Hall of Fame. Several are with us this evening. Please welcome these remarkable business and community leaders. From 2015, Miss Janie Barrera. (2013), Mr. Jimmy Haslocker. 2005, Mr. Bruce Floor. And from 2002, Mr. Fully Klingman. And now we welcome tonight's presenting sponsor, co-founders of SWBC and 2006 inductees into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Charlie Amato and Mr. Gary Dudley.
Good evening. How are all of you doing? Thank you for all being here tonight. I tell you what, we want to really commend Marina for her singing tonight and how talented she is. If we're ever worried about the future, just think about this night, Marina singing. Our future is very well done. Marina, congratulations. Again, good evening. Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. We truly appreciate it. SWBC is proud to be the presenting sponsor for this year's San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. And we celebrate two laureates who are very good friends and have done so much for the San Antonio and the state of Texas, I must say. The Honorable Hope Andrade. Where's Hope? There's over there. And my good friend and neighbor, John Pivito Jr. Congratulations on this very prestigious award, and trust me, you will take this for the rest of your life and be so proud of it. And the selection committee, we consider several factors in determining who's going to be awarded. In business excellence, courageous and thinking action, vision and innovation, inspiring leadership, and community impact. What we do in a community is very important, and we're strong believers in supporting a community and making it better. In addition, those individuals must show their success in business, again, personal commitments, and move San Antonio to stronger and better direction, and that's what both of you have done, and I can assure you. Everywhere I go, I see your real estate. Everywhere I go, I see your signature, and y'all have done so much for San Antonio. There's no doubt that Hope and John definitely fit that bill, and we really do appreciate you. You're well deserving. You truly represent the snapshot of the region's very best, and you have helped pave a way for our next generations like little Marina. You're examples to her, and we thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you so much.
Well, what else can I say? Charlie pretty much said it all. Several of you have been here before when we followed each other, and well, I followed Charlie mostly, but I don't have a whole lot to say other than everything he said. What a wonderful evening we're having tonight. We hope that each and every one of you enjoyed it this evening. We have two great recipients. If anybody's ever been to Break Check, you'll know that Break Check does it all. They used to live in Elm Creek when my daughter was being raised, and their children his two sons tried to date my daughter, and so I held that. This isn't even on my talk. I'm just kind of winging it here. But Pivito's sons tried to date my daughter at an early age, and I fought them off like a dog. But great family, great friends. And Hope Andrade, what a great lady. We appreciate everything you've done for the state of Texas. We can't say enough about you. We couldn't have found two better people to win this award tonight, or receive the award, or accept the award. We do thank you for everything that you've done for the community, both of you. Charlie and I have a lot of fun at SWBC. We have employees of ours who have been on the board, who work diligently to support your organization, the Junior Achievement. David Horn, sitting here, if you'd stand, is on the board of directors, one of SWBC's. And we have to thank everybody that's here tonight. Junior Achievement means so much to the city of San Antonio and so much to us as a company. We've supported it for many years. We hope to keep doing so. We will do that. A lot of the things that you do help us and help the community. You support it. If you've ever been to the, David, what's it called? Leadership? Finance Park. I'm sorry. If you ever hadn't been there, you need to go there. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. They teach young children how to, what they're going to end up doing, earning a living. You walk in there. I'm changing my whole subject here, but I'm telling you. You walk in there, and they give each one of the kids from schools around the city and county a card, and it says, "My name is Billy. My name is Jane. I earn $15,000 a year or $20,000. I have this many children." And they get to pick out from each booth, they pick out a card and it says, I want to buy a car, I want to buy clothes, I want to rent an apartment, I want to do buy tennis shoes for my children. And then they come back and they go, oh my God, I don't make enough money to buy the expensive tennis shoes or the clothes I need to. And it teaches them a lesson. And if any of you would ever go and volunteer like our employees do at SWBC and go there and volunteer and see the look on these kids' faces, they love what they learn, and it's all because of Junior Achievement. And if you guys would do that, you would contribute to it. We do. We sponsor it, and we always will, because it adds. I wish I would go there as a parent when my child was being raised. But if you would do that, it would be a marvelous thing for you to do. First of all, we want to say I congratulate Hope and John, and I hope that each and every one of you have a great time tonight and enjoy what you're getting ready to see. It's going to be amazing. Thank you.
And now, please welcome to the stage our Master of Ceremonies for the evening. This is the third year he has emceed this event. He's the anchor of the nightly newscast on News 4 San Antonio. Please welcome Randy Beamer.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Now that I have your attention, they invited a TV person here because we are very comfortable while you eat. So please go ahead and eat. And I also want to find out a little bit more about the Dudley Pivito family feud. Do we have the Pivito boys here? Okay. Not that we like those stories on TV. Thank you to Gary. Thank you to Charlie. And it has been nearly 40 years that they have been doing great work here for SWBC. And Charlie especially does not age because of the Spurs. If the Spurs ever don't make the playoffs, he will look 115 years old. But it's an honor to be here this evening. We always enjoy watching the parade of the past laureates. Such a great presentation. All these captains of industries, maybe a lieutenant like Charlie, they have made really this city, this whole area, what it is today. And along with those past laureates who are here tonight, we also celebrate the names who are not here with us, names like Charles Butt, Tom Frost, General Robert McDermott. And just think of all of the jobs that these men and women have created, countless jobs, and all the charitable donations that their exceptional businesses and these people individually have made to help people in this community. It's just amazing. And these are the people who would have been, they would have been successful anywhere, but we thank them for choosing to either come here and stay here or be a native and stay here. They could have gone on anywhere, but their talents and leadership we appreciate. So it's right to celebrate these wonderful people each year, and it's always great to induct new people into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. And we're going to get to that part of the business in a little bit. And I also want to congratulate the Honorable Esperanza Hope Andrade and John Pivito Jr. on their respective inductions to the Hall of Fame. And while we celebrate these wonderful people of today, we also are going to celebrate the people of tomorrow, the business leaders. You're going to see some of them here. You will be amazed by them. And the next two people who are coming to the stage have really made it their personal mission to prepare the young people of San Antonio and South Texas to better understand the business world. More than 1 million young people, this is amazing, more than 1 million young people just in this area have gone through the Junior Achievement Program over the years, learning all about the free enterprise system and helping them be entrepreneurs and inspire more people in the future. So please welcome now to the stage the President and COO of HEB and the Chairman of the Junior Achievement Board of Directors, Craig Boyan, and the President of Junior Achievement of South Texas, Dr. Linda Reimer.
Good evening. I am always so grateful to see the beautiful and familiar faces here with us each and every year, and also the new faces that are here to help celebrate the incredible laureates and support the Junior Achievement cause. Truly, what we do would not be possible if it wasn't for people like you who are dedicated and committed to our mission. Imagine a generation that is financially literate. Imagine a generation that can solve some of the world's greatest problems creatively. Imagine a generation that leaves high school having a better idea what they want to do with their future because they had a Junior Achievement volunteer in their class. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Achievement is all of that. We are so grateful that you are here tonight to support Junior Achievement. Your support will help JA provide a ladder from the classroom to the future success for these many young people in San Antonio and South Texas. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here. The JA students learn that financial literacy is more than just a phrase that adults like to throw around. They learn that budgeting is really hard, and they also learn that kids are really expensive. They also get the answer to the age-old question, what do you really do at work? Through our job shadow programs at places like SWBC, Hold Cat, C.H. Gunther, and HEB. I used to ask this question of Foley Klingman, my predecessor at HEB, and he always lied to me. He never told me what this was going to be like, Foley. I blame you. Through our entrepreneurship programs, these young JA students learn how the Hall of Fame laureates like John and Hope became successful. This year alone, JA will reach and teach 97,000 students here in South Texas alone, doing it through 4,000 volunteers. Because of you, JA is working hard every day to make sure that this generation does it better than we all did, and that's what JA is about. And this chapter of JA of South Texas is one of the best chapters in the country. Linda and her team have built a great organization. They are now the 6th largest JA chapter in the country, over twice the size of the average JA chapter, and they operate the 2nd most efficient JA chapter in the country, ranked by cost per student. Thank you, yes. In your program and in the envelopes on your table, you can sponsor a student for only $25 a student. A great investment and bang for your buck. Moreover, this chapter of JA has won the coveted Summit Award 9 years in a row, one of the few chapters in the country to do so. So with the rest of the board here, I am very proud of the work that Linda and her excellent staff do every day. We greatly appreciate your support of JA. And we're especially thankful to many of our special sponsors, especially the folks at SWBC. We thank Charlie, Gary, and our board member David Horn for their wonderful support of JA. Thank you for hosting this tonight. I'd also like to thank Jorge Calderon and Capital One as the lead sponsors of our Finance Park organization. Thank you, Capital One. And this year, we're also proud to have new support from USAA, and we're really proud of the work that USAA does each and every day, taking care of military families around the country. Thank you for being here. Here in San Antonio, so many wonderful companies do so much to take care of so many in the community. I know that the 100,000 HEB partners are really proud to be associated with Linda and her JA staff. Finally, I'd like to congratulate our laureates tonight. They have dedicated their careers and their lives to making their companies and their communities better. They make our city stronger, and they make this place a better place. I think the Break Check motto sums it up really well. We do it right. And I think Brake Check runs their business, and Hope Andrade has dedicated herself to the community, shows that these laureates indeed do it right. So thank you for that. I think you'll find this evening to be a special evening honoring our inductees. And also, for those of you who've been here before will know that the JA Kids will steal the show. They are an amazing cast of kids, and they will show what your support of JA and their futures is a profoundly worthwhile investment. These kids are incredible. We hope you enjoy the show, and thank you for your support helping them reach and make their American dreams possible. Thank you very much.
And now to deliver tonight's invocation, please welcome a third grade junior achievement student from Bolt Elementary, Gunnar Truscott.
Please bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for all the blessings you have given us, and for the future blessings we can't even imagine. Thank you for those that defend our country here and overseas. We are so grateful, Lord, for the freedom we have to exceed no matter our beginnings. Thank you for giving us courage and talents to tonight's laureates, because they have taken those gifts and made our city better. It is with humble hearts we ask you to bless this meal, the conversations, and the fellowship here this evening. We ask you to continue to bless America and provide our leaders with discernment and wisdom. Amen. I think it's working. Oh, wait, now it is. Please enjoy your dinner.
Welcome back. How about those statistics? 143% more likely to start their own business. These are statistics that show the importance of exactly why we're here tonight, the organizations like Junior Achievement, and the difference they make in students' lives all around the world. We want to mention here quickly that you can help JA make a difference in this community through your financial gifts. You may have noticed there are pledge cards on each table, and if you're so inclined, no pressure, but if you'd like to support the local Junior Achievement, you can complete the pledge card, place it in the envelope, seal it, leave it at your table. They will be gathered at the end of the evening, and your generosity is appreciated, and it will definitely make a difference in the lives of students here and in the future of San Antonio. If you're still eating, please go ahead and eat. Don't mind me. An evening like this, though, doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of support, a lot of effort from a lot of people, and we'd like to take this opportunity to briefly mention the sponsors of tonight's festivities. And if you are part of any of these groups, feel free to be effusive in your appreciation for these particular endeavors. Our platinum sponsor, H-E-B. Okay. If you enjoyed the reception earlier, you can thank the reception sponsor, Citi. I'm sorry, I've turned this into a competition. The gold sponsor tonight, C.H. Gunther & Son. And Clear Channel Communications Foundation. I used to work, but Tesoro. Valero Energy Corporation. All right, your table's cut off. The silver sponsors are AVTS, Brake Check, the ringers table out here, they're cut off, USAA. By the way, my daughter works at USAA, the one who's getting married in a week and a half, so thank you. And so does her son-in-law, so keep an eye on Jeff Dunley in case you... Also want to thank WOAI TV, which graciously produced all of the videos tonight. Our bronze sponsors, Coca-Cola, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, Frost Bank, Ernst & Young? Harlan Clark, and Silver Eagle. Also the beautiful Crystal Eagle Award. The sponsor is Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. I want to thank again all those sponsors and all you people here. Now, Junior Achievements volunteers really at the heart of this mission. Those of you who have volunteered, how many volunteers we had here for Junior Achievement? If you volunteered in the classroom, you know it is an incredibly rewarding experience as the Junior Achievement programs provide the young people with the critical real-world skills they may not learn anywhere else. So the volunteers really the catalyst for the learning, providing young minds with the important and positive role models they need so much these days. And to help recognize now some of the Junior Achievement outstanding volunteers, a special young person, an 8th grade Junior Achievement student from the San Antonio Independent School District's Hawthorne Academy. Please welcome Brianna Gonzalez.
In 2003, President George W. Bush established the President's Volunteer Service Award. The President's Volunteer Service Award is a premier volunteer awards program encouraging citizens to live a life of service through presidential gratitude and national recognition. Junior Achievement became a certifying organization for this award in 2006. This year's recipient is being awarded at the gold level, which represents 15,000 or more volunteer hours for a person or organization. We are honored to have the recipient of this prestigious award here this evening, Mr. Randy Kane from Ernst & Young.
Wow, when you get a introduction like that, it makes you feel like you're king of the mountain, doesn't it? Well, you know, JAA is so special to Ernst & Young. We are a purpose-driven organization, and our purpose is well-defined, building a better working world. And so when we look for organizations to partner with, that we do business with throughout the country, we try to make sure that it's aligned with our purpose. And I can't think of any organization that's more aligned with that, building a better working world, than JAA. And it's been quite a journey for me personally. I've been on the board of the San Antonio and South Texas organization for about 25 years. I met Linda there when she drafted me. And, to see the impact that they've had on our community, both San Antonio, but also throughout South Texas, reaching 1 million kids, one kid at a time, making a difference, is truly inspiring and something that it really makes you feel proud to be part of an organization. So on behalf of my partners, principals, and executive directors, I appreciate the award, and I hope you enjoy your evening. Thank you.
The Gold Leadership Award honors volunteers' excellence, presented in recognition of leadership in supporting and expanding Junior Achievement's mission. This is the highest award presented to an individual volunteer in Junior Achievement. The time, talent, energy, and financial resources that this recipient has invested in Junior Achievement during the last decade has had an immeasurable impact on Junior Achievement students. In recognition for his service to Junior Achievement, the Gold Leadership Award is presented to Mr. Craig Boyan, President and COO of H-E-B Grocery Company.
And I thought it was going to be La La Land. I really did. We're really proud of our connection to Junior Achievement, and our partners don't all have glamorous jobs, but they give very become very proud of the work that we do in the community to make this city and this state a better place. So we're really proud of our connection to Junior Achievement. Thank you.
Congratulations. Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Randy and Craig, and thank you, Brianna. Now, it is time now to introduce the newest members of the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame. And somebody mentioned earlier that I had been here for a couple of years to do this. And even though I have mentioned to Paul Berry back here, the producer of the program, that I think I can handle this by myself, even without a teleprompter. Maybe I can't. He recruits these wonderful young people. He insists that I need some help. So we have some young people that I think can do good here. Words hard. Please welcome the first co-presenter is a 4th grade junior achievement student from Hawthorne Academy. Please welcome Frida Castro. Well, Frida, so glad to see you here this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Beamer. It's nice to be here.
So let's start out with just tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I'm 10 years old. How old are you?
Well, it's not important right now, and it's not on the script. So, do you have any favorite subjects in school?
I like them all, but I'd say my favorite is reading.
Reading, that's probably the most important subject to enjoy, because you have to do that to do just about everything, even news anchoring. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm keeping my options open, because you never know what life could throw your way.
Wow, that is really insightful for a young girl like you.
I'm just taking a page out of our next laureate's playbook. Hope Andrade came from a humble childhood, but always felt that through hard work and perseverance, anyone can be successful. This can-do attitude led her to become an entrepreneur and a successful business leader in San Antonio. She then went to Austin, where she was appointed Secretary of State, and later to the Texas Workforce Commission. No matter where you look in the state, when it comes to business, Hope Andrade has left her mark.
I've got the confidence that Hope Andrade will not only represent our state in a powerful and an exquisite and a charming way, but she will inspire generations of Texans to come.
Esperanza Hope Andrade made history September 18, 2008, as the first Latina Texas Secretary of State, tasked in that position to be the state's chief business officer and elections officer.
I, Esperanza Andrade,
I, Esperanza Andrade,
do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
Hope's rise to the executive branch started on San Antonio's west side, where she was raised in Prospect Hill. Her parents met while picking cotton in Yoakum, Texas. They adopted Hope as a baby. Her parents did not speak English, neither did Hope as a kid. They were poor, she says, but they loved her with abundance. Hope was an only child. She says her parents nurtured her and made her realize anything is possible. Hope carries her can-do message around the state, regularly encouraging Latino students to take their shot, that their potential is limitless.
You live in Texas, in a state where it doesn't matter what your last name is. It doesn't matter where you come from. All that matters is how hard you're willing to work to get where you want to be.
When she gets her mind to something, it will happen. She will make sure it happens, and she will do whatever it takes to make it happen. But she does it in such a gracious, charming way.
She is probably one of the best listeners I've ever seen. She always hears what other people have to offer and is able to summarize that. She's an unbelievable consensus builder, and she surrounds herself with really good, talented people, and she puts their success before hers.
Looking back at her life, the irony is, Hope says no one wanted to be on her team as a kid. She was a shrimp, as she puts it, and an introvert. She says her father taught her the importance of pushing forward and finding solutions to problems.
She's got a servant's heart. I mean, she really cares about things she does, but get out of the way if she's on a mission.
She's a goal setter. So every year we'd get together around Christmas time and we would write out our goals for the upcoming year. And she continues to do that and actually has her grandchildren who are now, she's saying, what's your goals for next year? And so I love that.
Did you always want to become the Secretary of State as a child?
You know, I'm not sure that back as a child in my generation I thought about becoming the Secretary of State. I just knew that I always wanted to work hard, do well, and make my family proud of me.
That she did, and then some. At the age of 18, Hope married her husband, Ramiro. Their son and his wife have blessed the family with 3 grandchildren. Hope drives the kids to school. She says she loves singing to them during their rides, and that her favorite song is a classic from Singing in the Rain.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hope's friends will tell you her sunny outlook drove her to great achievements on the road of life as a public servant. Hope also served the state as a commissioner on the Texas Transportation Commission and as commissioner with the Texas Workforce Commission, where she advocated for nearly 500,000 Texas employers. She's one of the longest-serving Texas Secretaries of State, spending 4.5 years in that position.
She calls and she says, do you know that I'm responsible as Secretary of State for Economic Development for Texas? And I said, well, they couldn't have picked a better person because that's her passion. Business is her passion.
And her foundation. Before her life in public service, Hope launched and led 3 home health care businesses in San Antonio, along the way managing hundreds of employees and multi-million-dollar budgets. She's been a leader in the San Antonio business community for more than 3 decades, serving on many boards for important civic causes, including the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the United Way, and Via Metropolitan, where she now chairs the board. When asked how she would like for her grandchildren to remember her, Hope says her legacy is all about never forgetting where she came from and never forgetting to bring someone along with her on the journey.
Someone said once that she has done so much for this community and the state that we ought to put up a monument someplace to her. And the best response to that I heard was this, and it fits her perfectly. There are monuments to Hope all over this community. There are monuments to Hope all over this state.
Forward-thinking, fearless, and unflappable. And so it is for her passion for public service and her unwavering commitment to economic development that Junior Achievement is proud to induct Hope Andrade into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Esperanza Hope Andrade.
Oh my. Whew. Thank you, Frida, for that best introduction. I have to tell you, I've been introduced many, many times, but that introduction has been the best. Let's give her, again, a round of applause. To Linda and to the Board of Directors, thank you for everything that you do for Junior Achievement. This is the most beautiful and amazing event. Let me share with you what happened the morning of an event where I was at, and Janie Barrera and Sam Dawson approached me. And they kind of asked me to step aside to the corner, and they both asked if I would consider being honored by the Junior Achievement. And I don't think that they realized what that meant to me, because I have been attending these galas for years, and I would always see the business leaders that would be selected. And I'd always think, wow, that's the Oscar for business leaders. And so immediately, I teared up. I couldn't help myself because I thought, you're asking me? And so, of course, at that moment, I was humbled and I was honored, and of course, I said yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an honor that I will hold close to my heart because it's an honor that I had hoped that one day I would achieve. I'm not sure that Janie and Sam knew what was going on with me. They thought, oh, I made her cry. Is that good or bad? But it was definitely good. They had touched my heart. You know, this is a tremendous honor and one that I'm going to proudly list at the very top of my accomplishments. It is also an honor to share this evening with another great business leader, John Pivito, and to join the elite list of the past honorees. Let's give John a round of applause. Also, please allow me to introduce my guests at my table who have accompanied me this evening. Representing my family is my grandson, Diego Andrade, who is currently a junior at St. Mary's Hall. Diego, I hope you know how proud I am of you and how much I have enjoyed watching you grow up into a fine young man with a great future. And I hope that those in this audience remember him when he knocks on your door. Mijo, I love you very much. I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but you're really my favorite grandson. My husband was unable to attend due to his continued health issues, but I'm happy to report that he is doing better. Also joining me this evening are Keith and Diane Becker. Keith is the CEO of Embrace Hospice, and I want to thank you for joining me and for the wonderful care that you and your team provide our patients and their families. And of course, I have Pete and former Senator Leticia Van de Putte. Leticia and I formed Andrade Van de Putte and Associates and are enjoying our work together as we help our clients grow and prosper. Leticia, I'm so proud to have you on this journey with me and having so much fun, and you make me laugh. But I have to say, Pete, you're a great man. Wow, she's got energy and she's got the biggest heart. So Leticia, thank you for everything that you've done for the state of Texas. And with him is her son, Henry Van de Putte, who's now the executive director for the American Red Cross. And I'm not sure that Leticia knew, but Henry and I have been friends for a long time. We shared coffee and talked about life, and sometimes talked about his mother too, but we won't say anything. And then we have Gerald and Marina. Gerald is one of our associates. Thank you so much for joining me. And also in the audience, we have Donce Lopez, who's also one of our associates. Donce, thank you for being here. And then we have Dr. Lisa Ochoa and Carl Nagley. Dr. Ochoa, since the day I met you, I've been so impressed with you. And I appreciate you and Carl joining me this evening because I want you to see this most successful business community of San Antonio. Dr. Ochoa is currently in Leadership San Antonio and is a very successful cardiovascular surgeon. And you have a great future in this city, and we hope to see you involved in our community. You know, 40 years ago, I left corporate America. I took a risk, and I started my own business with a dear friend. And it changed my life and family tree forever. We did not have any entrepreneurial experience, but we did have the entrepreneurial spirit. I will always be grateful to Claudel Kirchville and Linda Winston for granting us that first loan, because this provided us the money that we needed to start, and the rest is history. We built successful businesses, hired hundreds of employees, and provided services that were needed and exceeded our clients' expectations. We realized the American dream. And I have to tell you that along the way, I've been fortunate and blessed to have mentors, such as what you heard Tullis Wells up on screen. Tullis has been a great mentor for me, a great advisor, and a great friend. Tullis, thank you, and I love you very much. People confuse me sometimes because most of you may remember me from my most recent career, which was in the public sector. But the way I always describe myself, and sometimes I have to admit I have a hard time describing who I am, is that I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a public servant, and most importantly, I'm a grandmother. And that's how I live my life. You know, when I talk to you about the fact that this was an Oscar for me, standing up here, I feel like I'm in the Academy Awards. And I feel like any time the music is going to start playing, because Linda and her team have done a great job in keeping us on time. But I do have to always start off by thanking God for all his blessings, starting with my parents, who you saw in the video. You know, my father was a gardener, non-English speaking both, but boy, did they teach me great things in life. They taught me about hard work. They taught me to be kind and grateful and respectful, and to never make any excuses, but to find solutions, and to always, always be grateful for what I have. Everything I've done was to make my parents proud, of course. Until I had my grandsons, now all I do is to make them proud. I'm grateful for a wonderful family. My husband has been my biggest champion. This year we'll be celebrating 49 years. You're probably doing the math. Yes, I got married when I was 18. But I will also tell you that he's been my biggest champion. And today, because of his healthcare challenges, I'm his biggest champion. And that's what it's all about. And I'm thankful, thank you. And I'm most thankful to Michael, my son, for marrying a wonderful woman, Leticia, and giving me 3 most handsome grandsons, Ramiro and Alejandro. And grateful for the many friends and mentors who have been with me on this journey. And to you, I apologize. I apologize for forcing you to listen to my cash flow challenges and learning what cash flow was all about, and even doing it on a napkin while we were having a cocktail. Or listening to all the ideas that I had, how I was going to make this community better, or provide a better service or a better product. I'm sorry you had to listen to that. But I will tell you that for me, it's all about making a difference. And that's what it's been about. And lastly, I'm most grateful to the hundreds of employees that have worked with us and helped create this success. Each one of them has been a blessing to our business. You know, being an employer and a job creator is one of tremendous responsibility. But to tell you the truth, it has been the most rewarding. So I want to thank all the employers in the audience for everything that you do to create jobs and to provide opportunities for so many families. I understand what it's like to be an employer, and so I will tell you that I will greatly appreciate you. We are so fortunate and blessed to live in a community which is business friendly and allows you to realize your dreams. As you've heard, I've been blessed to have led a successful public sector career, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had to serve this great state, which I always have said, the greatest state in the nation. I've always attributed my success in the public sector because of my experience in the private sector. See, what I did was I took private sector to the public sector. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity, and I'm so glad that I was able to bring back some of those rewards or some of my hard work at the state, because this is a community that has supported me in realizing those dreams. You know, when I first became the commissioner for the Texas Department of Transportation, I didn't get it on my own. What happens is the governor calls this community leaders, or these community leaders, and asks to send a name to be considered. And so it was the community that supported me. So when your community supports you, you work so hard to make your community proud of that recommendation. And so I've done that, but I've also worked hard to make sure that I keep those doors wide open for someone else to follow. So one of the things that I'd like to thank Junior Achievement for is for helping our young students dream. You know, the students that have been participating at these events, I'm so impressed with their sense of self-confidence at such an early age. I want to thank all of the sponsors for helping and sponsoring Junior Achievement, because what we do here is that we help them learn the importance of financial literacy, of entrepreneurship, and most importantly, to inspire the students to have unlimited dreams and to help them reach their potential. You know, all of the sponsors in this community are what have made this organization so successful. And it's the great people of San Antonio that make this city so great. So thank you for paying it forward. And that's what the responsibility that I believe that we have. And I want to leave Frida with a message because, you know, today I told my business partner at DCI, I said, I'm so nervous. I always have a hard time accepting recognition for what I've done because all I've done is pay back for what I've received. And she said, Hope, this is not about you. She said, it's about your grandson that's sitting at the table and that he's looking at you and hoping that one day he also can be up here. So I'm counting on you, Diego, that one day you're going to be up here. But for Frida and all the students that have participated, I want them to remember that I am a living example. Girl from the West Side, shrimp of a little girl, no one ever wanted me on their team. Everybody wants me on their team today. Thank you so much.
That was great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great. I want to do a story on you sometime. I didn't realize you were from Prospect Hill.
Yes.
Did you have Henry Cisneros?
Yes.
While you're still here, before I go off, I was just mentioning to you, Prospect Hill. You can go ahead and sit down here for a second. Prospect Hill, there are so many leaders from San Antonio. I didn't realize this. You have Henry Cisneros, because he's the first one who told me he was a leader from Prospect Hill. And there are so many other, a couple of former presidents of universities here. The Romos, the former president of Texas A&M San Antonio.
Yes.
What is the secret?
It was the water.
It was the water. La Agua de Prospect Hill.
No, none of us knew.
Wait. She's not done with a campaign speech. She's running for something, I can tell.
No, I'm through running.
Ah, okay.
You know, we lived in a great neighborhood. Often we talk about the times that it was so different in those times. You know, we sat outside, my mother's watering the lawn, we're sitting on the front porch eating watermelon or ice cream, and we're visiting with our neighbors. None of us knew we were poor. We were so rich with love, family. Life was wonderful. But I'm telling you, we all work hard in this room to make sure that this community, we can still do those things.
We'll give her a hand. Hope Andrade, thank you very much. I think you don't have to take it with you now, because if you drop it, then it would be embarrassing. But Hope Andrade, give her one more hand. I think, what do you think? Do you want to see her run for something now? Maybe you're the youngest, by the way. One of the Prospect Hill people described it as the Prospect Hill Mafia, which would not be a good name for a story on the Prospect Hill group. So I would like to do a story sometime soon on the Prospect Hill leaders. Now, we want to move on to our next presenter, co-presenter. Just an incredible young lady. Third grade junior achievement student from Blattman Elementary. Please welcome Kimberly Krebs. Well, hello, Kimberly. You sure look beautiful this evening.
Why, thank you, Mr. Beamer. I say the same to you, too, but your tie's a little crooked.
Oh, great. Thanks. Could you help me out with this, please?
No problem. Let's see a little adjustment here and straight out and there. Now it's straight. When I say now, you two look very nice.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem. When I do something, I like to do it right.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Do it right. Because you may know our next laureate, his motto is what?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Beamer, but before we move on, can I use some help with my vocabulary homework?
Well, we're kind of in the middle of a thing here. Can we do it after the program?
Unfortunately not. We're already pushing my bedtime, and I have a big test tomorrow. So can you please help me?
Okay, sorry folks, but just indulge us for a minute if you can here, because I need to help this young lady with her vocabulary homework. I know all the best words. I know a lot of big words. So let's start with, the first one here is accurate.
Accurate. Careful or meticulous. Free from error. Accurate.
Accurate, that is both accurate and correct. All right, now, speaking of accurate, what I was saying about our next laureate is accurate.
Next word, please.
It's a good thing you're cute. All right, the next one here, guarantee.
Guarantee. A promise or assurance that another's obligation will be fulfilled. Guarantee.
Okay, now I need to stop you right there because our next laureate, that was kind of a big deal to him. Guarantee, John Pivato's whole business.
Mr. Beamer, I know you want to introduce our next laureate, but you might want to pump your brakes a little.
Ah, I see what you did there. Ah. Okay, now I feel a little silly, so why don't you go ahead and finish the introduction?
Okay. In 1968, Mr. John Pivoto Jr. moved to San Antonio and took over a struggling franchise and quickly made it successful. And now there are 46 stores across Texas. From the beginning, Mr. Pivoto and his family have been making sure that their customers would bring their cars to Brake Check and have the confidence that they'll do it right.
At all new Brake Check, we're having a grand opening, and nobody cares.
John Pivoto opened the doors to Brake Check with tongue-in-cheek charm, but he quickly made people care with a business model dedicated to unrivaled service and a can-do commitment to his customers.
John would stand out on I-10 with a placard and wave at cars and say, "We fix brakes." And that was the genesis of what this company is today. Failing wasn't an option. He did everything he could, hard work, exposing himself and the company to a city that really didn't know Brake Check.
John and I worked in the stores all the time. And we were in the store one day and he was mopping one bay and I was sweeping another bay, and a lady came in and asked the manager if that free brake inspection was really free. She wanted to talk to the president or the vice president of the company. And the manager goes, "Sure, which one you want to talk to?" The vice president's sweeping the bay on bay 1 and the president of the company is mopping bay 2. She's been a customer of ours ever since.
Born in New Orleans as the son of a Baptist preacher, John recalls how, as a young boy, his dad would spread the good word on Bourbon Street, while his mother played the pump organ with him in her lap. John's love for the church and his principled upbringing served, he says, as a sturdy foundation for entrepreneurial success. He remembers working as a janitor at his father's church for $5 a week when he was 9 years old. John fondly remembers buying ice cream for his friends because he was the only kid his age with money. He considered himself to be a young businessman, even as he enlisted in the Marines at the age of 18.
He always said that the Marine Corps gave him the discipline to succeed and that his faith always gave him a compass.
With his family guiding John's journey as his North Star, the family now runs the business John started nearly a half-century ago in 1968.
Plain and simple. Our customers deserve the best parts and the best price.
We can build the brake job that's right for you.
He was great about letting me fail. As long as he saw me learning, he was okay with it. I mean, once he got comfortable with the fact that I would correct my mistakes, he was fine with giving me all the trust that I needed to do my job.
Our philosophy was it's God, family, and where you work. You can't go to work with problems at home because you tend to take them to work.
Before his entrepreneurial career skyrocketed in South Texas, John gave it a go as a tire salesman, a cook, and an actor. Then, at the age of 32, his father-in-law, whom John attributes his success to, offered him the chance to turn around a failing brake repair franchise in San Antonio by the name of Braco. He started with 3 employees on Interstate 10 behind what was then called Wonderland Shopping City. Now there are 40 Brake Check locations spanning the state.
Old Fred here knows that a Brake Check lifetime alignment saves money in 2 ways.
The slogan at Brake Check is "Do it right." The mantra means the customer comes first. John distinguished his business by becoming a trendsetter in the automotive industry, with John as its highly visible spokesman for his company's popular TV commercials. He said he wanted customers to know he personally stood behind every job performed at a Brake Check. Used to be the service station performed all the work on the family car, but John created loyalty with free brake inspections, an open garage policy that invited customers to watch their repairs, a promise of same-day service, and cutting-edge training for employees.
You have to take care of your customers, but before that, you have to take care of your employees. And John was a master at that. Came up with an idea of we would send one red rose to the manager's wife on her birthday. If she was home, we delivered it to the house. If she was working, we delivered it to her work.
He's creative, he's hardworking, he has a lot of intellectual curiosity, and John is one of the people who's not afraid to chase what you don't know you don't know.
Honest, humble, hardworking. John Pivotal never forgot to pay it forward for others during his journey to the top, serving on the boards of University Hospital, the San Antonio Airport, University of the Incarnate Word, and that's just a snapshot of his dedication to civic engagement. When asked why he gives continually to San Antonio, John quotes the book of Acts, chapter 20, verse 35. "It is more blessed to give than to receive." And so it is for his generosity of the heart and his cutting-edge commitment to unparalleled customer service that Junior Achievement is proud to induct John Pivotal into the San Antonio Business Hall of Fame.
Don't ever tell John Pivotal he can't do something.
Go ahead and say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Pivotal Jr.
Hope, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for all you've done for San Antonio, South Texas, and for the kids. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be presented with you. I am totally thankful to the Junior Achievement for this award. And especially, Charlie, you and Gary, for what you've done for the last 27 years. Give them a round of applause. We could just show that film again, and I can sit down because that's my speech. Next time I'll see it first. I was introduced to the automotive service industry when my father-in-law and his partner offered me the opportunity to move to San Antonio from Dallas and turn around a failing Braco brake franchise. I was delighted to have the opportunity. 32 years old, and I'd been broke a couple of times in business, and I could not wait for another opportunity to run something, to do something, especially to turn something around. What an opportunity. Had to leave my family in Dallas, and I drove to San Antonio and introduced myself to the crew. They knew I was coming. The manager quit. So there's something about that that teaches you to stand with a stiff back and do something you don't know how to do. It's just something about being in a position where you don't have any props, you just have to do it. And so I enjoyed that day. I really did. I was very thankful we didn't have a customer. I didn't know how to do a brake job, and I didn't know how to line a car. And my front-end man quit that day also. And I asked him why he was quitting. He said, well, I'm going to give you a week to replace me. I know you can't align cars. I know you don't know anything about brakes, and I'm not going to be a salesman. And that other guy that was working here wanted me to do all the selling. So I'm not going to do that for you or anybody else. I'm out of here in 1 week. Thank you. I had 1 week to turn the store around. No, I had 1 week to replace him. I didn't know how to do it or what to do. I worked very hard trying to figure out ways to do things. I had a lot of fun doing that. You know, when your back's to the wall and you don't know what to do, you invent things. I called every radio station, every TV station, both newspapers, and asked them to come see me and talk to me about advertising, because I didn't know anything about advertising either. So I would make an appointment for them to come out, and it gave me traffic in the store that looked like we were a little busier, and I'd learn about what they had. They learned a little bit about advertising, and I studied that very hard. One man came from a radio station, and he sold me on the fact he really understood advertising. So he told me that I needed to be on TV. I called the franchisor and said, do we have TV spots? Yeah, we do, but they don't work very well, and so we need to be on the radio only. I told him, and he said, look, I'm selling radio time. I'm telling you, you need to be on the radio, but you need to be on TV. And so I called him up and I said, can we make some commercials? He said, no, it's too expensive. And so I talked to him, and we brainstormed some ideas. One Sunday afternoon, I spent 6 hours learning how to do a radio spot, and I made a radio spot, and we finally got the parent company to make one spot. And it was Braco Brakes with Brass, and it was our idea, and they did it and shipped it down to me, said, here, try this. We bought time on TV, had to borrow the money to do it, and we bought time on the radio, and we began to advertise. I began standing out fully, talk about it, out there on the freeway. That was called Northwest Expressway then. And I would stand out there and wave at the cars and point to the Braco sign and say, free brake inspections, and everyone thought I was nuts. And I felt kind of nuts for being there. At night, I stayed at Roadway Inn. At night, I'd walk up to Wonderland Mall, and I'd walk down the mall and pass out cards. My former manager with my name crossed out on there. And my first two brake jobs I sold were the kiosk manager making keys in the mall there, and one of the business owners, and I sold them both a brake job, and we were started. This advertising began to work, and I would go over to Denny's, take all my meals there, and I'd introduce myself to all the customers and give them my card. I was just Mr. Do everything. I had to do something. I invented this thought about there's an apron in front of the bay doors, and it was a concrete apron. I said, that's the manager's apron. You just walk up and down there if you don't have anything else to do. You walk up and down there, and people driving by say, those people are busy. You know, I started writing a new policy and a telephone answering technique and putting that into effect. We did so many things that the first few weeks I can't even remember them all. But I do remember one thing, and that was after about 6 months, we had gone from running less than $1,300 a week to running over $3,000 a week. So we were breaking even and beginning to make some money, and we opened up the second store. Can you believe that? Now I'm further in debt than I ever thought I would be. Our deal was that if I could get them out of debt, they'd let me buy into the company. But they were too smart for me. They would just let me create more debt, and I never did get out of debt. So I was having fun, though. I really was. My family moved down. We lived over on Austin Highway. What a wonderful experience that was. A former Quonset hut. And we had lots of fun in the backyard, played a lot of games in the summertime, especially when it's playing daylight. Well, you know, after opening up the second store, we had to open the third store because we had the right to open up 4. And if we didn't do it in a certain period of time, we gave up our franchise. So we opened up the third store after another year on Southwest Military Drive. And then we got ready to open up our 4th store and found that on Fair Avenue and Interstate 37. During that time, I was doing everything, and I knew I couldn't do everything forever. I had a dear friend in Dallas that I had flipped hamburgers with for a couple of years, and we'd spent a lot of time talking about if one of us ever gets an opportunity to run something, we'll call the other one, and they'll come down and help me. I called John Matthews. Matthews, will you come down and take a look at this thing? He and Liz came down, and I said, come to work with me. And he said, I will. And that started a relationship. Counting the hamburger time, we've been working together over 50 years. John Matthews is the best man I know. I have never heard him say, I can't. I've never heard him say, I'm tired. I've never heard him say, why don't we take a break? That man can outwork anybody. And without him, I don't know where we'd be. John Matthews, I love you. Thank you. Well, we had our 4 stores open, and we needed a 5th store somewhere, but we weren't going to do that in San Antonio because there was not room for another store in San Antonio. So we started looking for a store in Austin, Texas, and Leo Perron, who's here tonight, found me a location, and I was sold on the location, and we immediately took it and started drawing plans to build the 5th store over there. And while that was going on, our banker in Dallas called and said, as you know, there's a big war going on between Braco and Break Check in Dallas and Houston, and Break Check is folding their tent and going into bankruptcy. You want to buy it? I'm their loan officer. Sure, I want to buy it. How do you do that? Well, they had 25 or 30 stores. I knew I couldn't do that. So I went up. Finally, we made a deal to open up 9 stores in Houston, buy all their equipment and parts in Houston and in Dallas. And John and I went over and looked at stores, and we decided we could open up a store a week. What's so tough about that? When we finished signing the deal, we went back over there, and they had padlocked all the doors, and the employees were scattered all over everywhere. So we started opening up stores 1 a week. A year or so later, we realized you don't open up 9 stores with no employees, 9 stores that are filthy inside and out, 9 stores that have a payphone in the lobby rather than a telephone, and 9 stores that don't have anybody to run them or do the work. Wow, it was a job. John moved to Houston to help open those stores. It was tough, to say the least. I used to leave San Antonio and go to Austin and spend a day and drive to Houston and spend 2 days and come back and work 2 days in San Antonio and start on the road again. John was running Houston. We were blessed with strength. We were blessed with a positive attitude. And we were blessed with a strong will to win. I'll never forget, we got all stores open over there, cleaned up, painted pretty, and we had very few customers. So we started, we wanted to open up, do something different with our advertising, and I'll never forget what we came up with. We bought what they call an 80% buy of billboards in Houston, and they were big white monster billboards, and in bold black letters, it said, "Who can stop Houston?" ? For 30 to 45 days, that's all people saw in Houston. And after that, there was that beautiful Break Check logo on the right-hand corner. And we started having customers. Isn't that wonderful? And we started taking care of those customers, and we became profitable. About 3 years into the deal, started paying back some of these things. And so we started taking toll here. We had 9 stores in Houston that we had resurrected from ashes and turned into profit centers. We had 1 store in San Antonio we'd done the same with, and 3 others we'd opened. We had 2 stores that were opening up in Austin that had gone broke, and now we were raising those up. So at one time we had about 16 stores, and 13 of them had been brought up from ashes, including one in Corpus Christi. It's not the easiest way to do things, but it is a way to do things, and there always is a way to do things, and you can do it right, and that was our motto. So, with the brand we loved, we went back to San Antonio where I lived, and we changed the 4 stores in San Antonio to Brake Check. We bought out the name Braco for South Texas, and that made us able to do that. So with all of us on one page, and we had new life and vigor by changing the name in San Antonio, it started to be a profitable operation. And it was something that was fun to be with, and it always has been fun to build and to create. Sitting at this table right back over here, and at this table, are the majority of the leadership team from Brake Check. There is not a stronger, better leadership team in the auto industry today than these fellows sitting right here. And I